Hello flight simmers, hello friends and followers, welcome back to the channel and welcome to San Francisco, where today we are getting ready for a proper long haul, like a real proper long haul. We are heading over to India, to Bangalore to be specific, and the calculated flight time for this one is going to be 17 hours and 30 minutes. It's crazy, it's mind-blowing how long this flight is, and yeah, you would expect to see something like, I don't know, Dreamliner or A350 or something like that, modern type aircraft to be operating this route. But instead we are on the Air India 777-200LR, which is capable of crazy things, as we can see today. And yeah, this flight even being a special one because this was not my own idea, but instead it was coming through the flight request channel over on my Discord. So I'm quickly pulling up, in case you haven't seen it yet. If you head over to my Discord channel, there's this flight request tab. And so last one we did was the 777 from Dubai to Vienna, and now winner of this month, or winner of, I think, April it was, is this one, heading over to Bangalore, collected 23 likes. And yeah, if you want to put in your own idea or upvote or give a thumbs up to other ideas, feel free to do it. I haven't really checked which one is in the lead next, but I think this Cathay 777 is up ahead with 16 likes as of now. Yeah, so feel free to head over there and upvote other ideas or put in your own idea, whatever you prefer. Alright, so what else? Yeah, maybe we should have a look at this flight plan for today, since it's just so mind-blowing. Alright, so we're gonna be operating Air India 176, cost index 170, which is very high. Simbrief gave me that one. So I think by reducing this one we could even stretch our range by quite a bit more, but we are running with this. Zero fuel weight, of course, not maxed out. They have a bit of premium chairs or premium seats in this aircraft, so we are not maxed out. Takeoff weight, however, coming fairly close to that max takeoff weight, just around 7 tons shy of it, so we are properly heavy. Here you can see flight time 17 hours and 31 minutes. And so here's one little change I did. Usually simply calculate with a contingency fuel of 5%. However, based on my own experience flying the PMDG 777, it burns just a touch more compared to what Simbrief calculates. So I've bumped up the contingency fuel to 10%, which is a whopping 13.3 tons. But so this should get us there for sure. Then we are certainly arriving with plenty of fuel. Alright, what else? I think weather is just so far away in terms of time that we don't really need to look at. Yeah, let's check the local weather in just a second. Carrying 245 packs, a bit of cargo as well. Right, so that's that, and then also quite cool, and then we will jump into the flight deck, is looking at the routing, because that's what they actually fly these days. So we are flying very, very northerly, passing over Greenland, passing over Longyearbyen as well. Into Russia, Air India being one of those companies which is still allowed to operate through Russian airspace. Then eventually heading into Iran, and then eventually India. Right, so that's that. I guess we will be departing on 28 right. We are currently on the Alpha stance down here. Then we will taxi all around on taxiway Lima, passing the other runways, and then to 28 right, so it will be a bit of a taxi. And then we are departing on the, is it the Santana? I guess it's the Santana departure, which is a very, very cool itself, because we're heading straight over Golden Gate. And we're gonna see downtown San Francisco on our right hand side for the entire departure, which is very cool. Let's see how the weather is like, if we can actually see a bit of the city, but I think that's gonna be very scenic. And then I should also mention in terms of the timing. So we are departing in the evening. Scheduled departure time is usually, it's hard to say, it kind of varies a little bit with Air India, I feel like, but somewhere between 8 and 9 p.m. And we will also get to India during night, so our arrival time is 3 AM in the morning, so it's also going to be nighttime arrival, but in between, of course, we're going to have a lot of sunlight, especially passing over Greenland. There's going to be daytime up there. So yeah, very fascinating in so many ways to be operating this flight, and also huge shout out to the creator of the request, and he was also so kind and sent me a couple of more informations regarding this flight, how it is operated, and similar things through Discord. So cheers to him, and right, this has been a very lengthy introduction now, so let's kick things off inside the flight deck. Alright, here we are, and first things first, we need to make sure to load up the aircraft, since GSX is only sort of giving us the visuals, but not really loading it up, and I'm just seeing I need to change it to kilograms. There we go. So FS actions, fuel, block fuel 155 100. Wait, is it too high? Are you kidding me? Why is that not working? That's a first for me. What's going on here? Okay, let's start with the payload maybe. 186.2. Fuel. Why is it not changing? Never had this issue before. Okay, that is really strange. I'm not sure if that's a bug or if someone never even attempted to load it up like as crazy as that, but why does it not go to 100%? That's what I don't get. Alright, so calculated trip fuel is 134 tons. Now we have 135.5 on board. It's a little bit tight, to be honest. I think we will still be able to operate this flight. We can even mess around with the fuel density, I think, a little bit. So let's try to mess around with this a little bit, although I hate that it starts to be unrealistic at this point already. However, let's try a few things. First of all, we're gonna get the position, then we get the routing, and then we will see what's our arrival fuel, and then maybe we can set it up in a way that it's just enough to get us there. Okay, let's arm the doors. I think we can go ahead and start up the APU already, since ground operation is completed. Seatbelts coming on. Right, so we do have the routing. That's perfect. For the departure, maybe we should also check the weather briefly. Right, 260 at 8. Okay, that's perfect. So we can depart on, what is it, 28 right. 14 degrees, 2997. Okay, very good weather, very good conditions here in San Francisco. It's 10 at 2, and then we need the deadhead transition. Right. Let's do that. For arrival, let's just do something a bit random, 10 left maybe, and then we will have the Rigby, which is not even in here. Interesting. Oh, that's why we're back to departure, sorry. My bad. Arrival. 9 left. Would be 7 Echo transition. Okay, whatever, I'm just gonna leave that blank for now. Okay, so now Going back to init, zero fuel weight 186.2, reserves 7.1. To accept that. Step size, let's put this to 2000. I think we actually need to start off on an odd flight level if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, cost index is also something we can fool around with. This might also get us there. Okay, so now it's 5.9. But we haven't loaded in the wind, right? So wind data's coming in. And this should be... Oh, it's positive. That's cool. Right, 8.7. So it is enough to get us there. And as I've said, we have plenty of things to mess around with. We can lower the cost index during cruise. We can maybe take shortcuts. So I am fairly positive that we will get there. Although it's really a very, very strange thing that we can't change the fuel level here. But okay, it is what it is. Right, so that's done. Let's see. Departure. Heading is 284. And then we will do some calculations. Oh, don't have an EFB. Let's fix that. There we go. Initialize the flight. Performance 28 right. Condition is dry. Getting this weather data again. So wind 260 at 8. 14 degrees, 299.7. Let's go take off. Not fooling around here today. Optimum. PEX auto. Engine wing anti-ice auto. Center of gravity, and then I'm seeing it's also still in kilo and pounds. Kilograms. And center of gravity is the last bit of information we need. So that's gonna be 22.3. 22.3. Right, so select temperature 40. It's even a D-rated takeoff on a 17.5-hour flight. It blows my mind. Okay. Takeoff select temperature 45. Flap 5. Speeds 169, 177, 178. Holy cow. Holy cow. In it, what was it, 45? Yeah. 45, flaps 5, 169, 7778. 169, 7778, so 178. Going in here. Flight directors. 10,000 initially, yeah. That's okay, works for me. Right, so that's done. We continue by running the checklists. Oxygen, let's call it tested. Flight instruments 286, 286, altimeters 2997, 2997, 2997 3 times. Parking brake is coming on. There we go. Pre-flight checklist is completed. Right. Let's undock those jetways. Transponder. Ground connections. We will make sure we are on APU power, which we are. That's perfect. So we will remove everything. Just checking from the outside. That looks very good indeed. Yeah, so these alpha stands here are actually international ones, but there's a lot of Alaska. But I think they have they've switched around the gate assignments a few years back, and since this is a rather old airport config, Maybe it's not really up to date. Okay. Then we start the hydraulics. Starting with the right demand pump. All the other ones we put on the fuel pumps, center ones as well for sure. Beacons are coming on, so the overhead panel is looking good. And now we will ask for pushback. And we do the before start checklist. Flight door closed and locked. MCP is at V2178, heading 284, altitude 10,000 initially, takeoff speeds 169, 7778. CDU pre-flight is completed. Trim should be 6.5. So that's set, and 0 and 0. That's looking good. Taxi and takeoff briefing. Yeah, we've talked about both of them, so let's call that completed and beacons
Hello,
on.
Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Right. Also, quite interesting. So these 777-200 LRs, which Air India is flying at the moment, they are actually old Delta aircrafts, which I didn't know before, but I found quite interesting. To see where they have been going after leaving the Delta fleet, and it seems like they have a pretty good use case here flying for Air India at the moment. Although I think, or I know that Air India just recently took delivery of their first A350, and once they start growing the A350 fleet, I do expect them to be operating the newer aircrafts, especially on routes like this. So I guess there's not a very long time left for the 200 LR in the fleet. Facing south.
Release parking brakes, please.
Brakes released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Right, just attaching my yoke to the correct position on my desk. Okay, we are pushing. Really cool. So at the moment just running 35 FPS, which is quite low, but this is due to dynamic lighting, which for whatever reason my computer struggles quite a lot with. But yeah, looking to that direction we are 60 FPS. Oh, what's there? Air New Zealand 777 all white livery. Cool. Beautiful stuff. Right, and back there we can already see a little bit of San Francisco downtown area. So much looking forward to this departure. It should be great. Yeah, and I think on this airport config still all the internationals are back there, right? We can see Lufthansa, Singapore, and EVA, I think it's EVA Air. Right. Let's see, are they pushing us the correct way? Yeah, turning a little bit late. I was expected to come on this taxiway over here, but seems like they are trying to push us to the center one, which is okay for me. Just need to look out for traffic. Right, and I was also informed that Air India Ops is to start the engines only after the pushback is completed. Oh, packs are off. Which I'm not entirely sure. I thought it's more like airport operation procedures which determine when to start it, but we will sort of stick to what we know, and therefore I will wait for the pushback being completed, and then we will fire up the GEs. Which, by the way, which one are we running today? Oh, the 110. Okay. The 110. think the most powerful is on the 300 ER with 115,000 pounds of thrust. So this one being just a touch weaker, but of course it's a shorter aircraft.
Please set parking brakes. Unlocking gear.
Alright, parking brake is set, and I will now start with the engine start so that we don't waste too much time here on the ground. Let's start with number 1 today.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear.
Let's see, so
Right
N2 is
clear.
rising. And we should see oil pressure rising. There we go. Then we are looking for ignition. And there we go. Okay, starter cutout on number 1. Let's start number 2. Let's see if we can get a wing view for this one. Alright, that sounds like power already. Okay, we have 2 good engine starts. Therefore, APU is coming off. This comes to RTO. We're running a flap 5 departure. Trim is set already to 6.5. We do a quick flight control check. Full left, full right. Elevator full up and full down. And rudder full left and full right. Checked. Right, before text checklist. Anti-ice not required. Recall. Let's check just TCAS, and I think in the US we actually put it to TARA on the ground right now. Flight controls check, ground equipment is clear before text checklist is completed. Let's do wing lights as well. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's go. Alright folks, shit is about to get real. Let's complete the before takeoff checklist. Flaps are set position 5, so that's completed. We are on TARA, traffic is selected, weather radar is on. Let's see, so we still need to cross runway 28 left. So it's very important that the approach is free, which seems to be the case. Yeah, so with AI traffic, always a bit different compared to real world, right? So real world in San Francisco, probably rather busy on the approach. But not today, so we are free to cross. Let's switch on those strobes for crossing the runway. And I just can't wait for this departure now. How good is that? Holy cow. Alright, so now let's call it clear for takeoff. The lights are coming on. Checking the overhead with all the lights on. We are bright as a Christmas tree. Yeah, everything is set. We are ready to rock and roll. And unfortunately these lights are floating a bit in the air. But other than that, I have to say this airport, albeit being a few years old already, it's still really, really beautiful in terms of visuals. Right. Starting the timer. Guys, let's go on a 17.5-hour flight. Coming up, 50% stable, and takeoff.
Airspeed alive.
Yeah, this sound always makes me smile. There's the engine. Nice.
80 knots.
80 knots is checked. Oh, that's gonna be a long roll. Long takeoff roll. Ah, come on, FPS are dropping a little bit. Wow. V1's checked. Rotate, let's go flying. Nice, we are airborne.
Positive rate of climb.
Gears coming up. Wow. Wow, that's beautiful, guys. That is so cool. That is awesome. Look at this climb rate. We are super heavy and this aircraft is just pushing into that night sky like crazy. There's climb power. Taxi and turn off lights off. Let's accelerate a little bit. Super smooth ride so far. Okay, let's go flaps 1. We just checked flaps 1. Yeah, so I still want to hand fly a little bit here. So we are exceeding 250 knots by a little bit, which is okay. So 253 being our clean speed today, and just after completing this turn I will also retract the flaps. Very cool. I think this has been one of the best nighttime departures I ever had. That was super cool flying this heavy 777. Okay, let's go. Flaps up. And let's go autopilot. Because we want to enjoy the view a little bit. Yeah, that is Gold Gate. Downtown is over there. Of course, this is not Microsoft Flight Sim, so it looks a little bit odd. But still very cool indeed. Okay, let's run the after takeoff checklist, which is completed. Let's keep climbing to 990. And let's look outside. Wow. So cool. Beautiful. I can't get enough of it right now. Okay guys, so let's enjoy the cruise part, the very long cruise part today, and then I will meet you back for yeah, once again a nighttime arrival into Bangalore later on. Looking forward to that, hope you are as well, and I will catch you later. Hello folks, welcome back, and as you can see, it's all hell breaking loose. It is crazy. We are diving into a sea of red on the weather radar, and it's just insane. I've never seen anything like that before in the simulator. It's like, typically when I see something red on the weather radar, I don't fly into it, but this one has been different because it's just a sea of red. It's all over. It spans for hundreds of miles. So I decided let's just dive into it and see what happens. It's just crazy, and I'm not sure if Active Sky got this one correct, because looking at the local weather at the destination, it just says visibility 5,000, light thunderstorms and rain. Bunch of clouds around, of course, but nothing crazy, and it continues to be light thunderstorms. So it's a bit odd, and because it was just red all over, I decided to dive into it, and yeah, this is what it looks like. Just lightnings everywhere, aircraft is bouncing up and down, crazy turbulences going on. Hey guys, so this is a quick post video edit which I'm adding to this video just to explain what's going on here. So after the flight, I found out that in Active Sky there's a setting called Prevent Thunderstorms when CB reported. And I had this one unchecked, and what this one does is as soon as it reads any CB code in the meter, which is cumulonimbus, if I'm not mistaken, then it will create thunderstorms out of that. And I think this was the reason why there were thunderstorms all around. So Not really sure why they have implemented the setting into the active sky system, but I would recommend to leave this one checked so you won't have the same conditions which I'm experiencing here on this approach into Bangalore. But let's get back to the video. So I figure that's going to be a very, very, very interesting landing indeed, especially since we are somewhat running low on fuel, so we are still okay. Estimated arrival fuel 7.1. What was our final reserve? 6.8, I think we put in as final reserves. And okay, to be fair, typically it would probably be a very good idea to head to the alternate airport, seeing this on the weather radar. But for the fun of it, and since we are in a simulated environment, we of course are heading into our destination airport as planned. Should be fun, hopefully. Alright, let's complete a few things. So recall, let's call this checked, track required. Okay, notes. Yeah, ORBX selected 3 landing data, flap 30 landing 132. And minimums are 3120. Reason being, airport elevation is at 3,000 feet. So it is very high indeed. And therefore, our runway is 2,919. So this makes sense. And approach briefing. Yeah, let's put it up briefly. So we came from Rigbu, flying the Rigbu arrival now into Aparu. I think we need to slow down as well, and then yeah, eventually we are heading here on those vectors, and then vectoring ourselves onto the final approach, which is a normal glide slope ILS approach. I wonder if there is 27 right. Does not have. ILS 27 left has lower minimums as well, but in terms of visibility we should be okay. We should be fine. So let's see if it turns out to be okay. Right, we still need to drop down to 7,000 feet. Let's go to flight level change to 10, because I do want to have 210 knots at this point. We should be able to see the airport. Oh wait, not sure if we're gonna see it since it's all cloudy, but the airport is just down there to the right hand side somewhere down there. So yeah, it's been a very, very interesting flight. First of all, it's been super long. Wow, look at the landing light effect, crazy. 17 hours and 37 minutes right now. I think if I'm not entirely mistaken, this might just be the longest flight ever I did in the simulator. I think so. And the way I did it, in case you were wondering, so did I fly this one in real time? No, I actually did not. So back in the days, before being a father, I would actually almost never use time compression, because it kind of destroys the immersion a little bit, right? But on the 17.5-hour flight, what I did, I started in the morning, now it's evening time when I'm doing the landing. I almost, for the most of the time, I had this one set to just 2 times the speed and then auto time compression on. So that's the flight at like twice the normal speed, and which I really like, because the PMDG auto cruise feature is actually a pretty good one. It really helps out on these long flights. So that's how I did it. And still wondering why the aircraft is reluctant to slow down to 210 knots on flight level change. It should absolutely do it, no matter what. Yeah, let's put those speed brakes out there. Yeah, so that's gonna be fun, guys. Sorry for, yeah, maybe having this slightly unrealistic setup now, heading into this crazy thunderstorm. But yeah, once again, even zooming out the weather radar, it was like red all over. So I figured maybe Active Sky got this one a little bit incorrect. But yeah, apparently not. Apparently did not get it incorrect. It is super crazy out there. Right, okay, so now we are continuing on heading. Descending down to excuse me, down to 7,000. Speed is bouncing up and down quite a bit. Let's actually go flaps 1. Speed me check flaps 1. Oh, and of course this one. Right, altimeters are set 1010 3 times, so this checklist is completed as well. And let's see, I think we can even turn to the right just now, because that's still 7,000 above, so the next one will be 6,000 and above. So we are easily down there. Whew, right. I am getting a little bit nervous just now. What if it does not get any better close to the ground? We don't really have the fuel to shoot multiple approaches here. It's just crazy. Crazy stuff. Okay, we're 20 miles out. Plenty. So let's head to... where should we go? 240? Should work out. Yeah, at least that's some pretty accurate self-directed vectoring, I would say. Not too bad. Yeah, that's 6,000. Okay, so let's maybe go on a very shallow descent down to 6,000, so we stay below the glide. Yeah, and there's all red again. So now having the weather radar on the automatic tilt, now it's tilting upwards since we are getting quite close to ground level. Alright, let's go localizer. The autopilot is quite bad at handling this situation. I feel like maybe I should double check my active sky settings for these conditions. I feel like it's a little bit over the top. Okay, let's go flap 5. We need some more drag. Let's go approach mode. Go around altitude will be flight level 85. So let's see, where's that glide? That is perfect. So that will be 85. Oh, still speeding up. I hate it. I hate it on the 777 really. It's always keep accelerating. Going down on the approach with the flap 5 setting. Oh, come on, please, thunderstorms. You gotta stop at some point. Okay, let's go gear down. Flaps 15. This looks like straight out of a science fiction movie or something. Too crazy. Right, flip 20. 1 37 will be the final one. Actually quite a low approach speed, which is nice. Flaps 25. Okay, now I'm gonna switch this one off.
1,000.
Drives me crazy. Flaps 30. Landing checklist. Yeah, speed brake. Good point. Thanks for reminding me. Flaps are set. Checklist. Oh, we can see the ground. Holy cow. Okay, cool. Finally, some more lights. Everything is set. Checklist completed. My aircraft. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Come on, auto throttle. Where's that power?
Light slow. Light
Yeah,
slow.
we are quite low. I
Light
see
slow.
that.
Light slow. Light slow.
Oh, now finally the turbulences have stopped. Okay, coming back onto that glide.
Minimums.
Continue.
50. 30. 20. 10.
Come on, come on, come on, get down there. There we are. Reverse green decel. All right. Crazy stuff. Can we? Maybe no. That's a little bit too late for this one. Idle forward, manual braking. Ooh. Ah, here's another one. Not illuminated, but we will take it. Holy guacamole! After 17 hours and 46 minutes, we've made it to Bangalore. Mind-blowing weather conditions. Okay, I think we need to take another left-hand turn. Let's slow down a bit more. Right. Strobes. Okay, this looks good. Yeah, okay, I guess fair enough. So down here it looks like that's what I would consider light thunderstorm, right? So it's raining, we're seeing some lightnings. But yeah, crazy, crazy stuff. So let's find... Oh wow, there's a lot of traffic here. Emirates A380 sticking out from all these small birds. Alright, let's find ourselves a stand. They usually park up on Terminal 2, which is the newer one. So that's the Victor stance. 60. No, let's go 50. It's all blocked. Ah, come on. Ah, I'm not having this one. I need to decrease traffic a bit. Alright, so I guess Victor 62 medium 2 jetways. I think that's quite good for us. Right, now let's figure out where we are. I think if we actually take the next one to the right, Bravo 2, then the next left on Lima 2, and then Delta to the stand. Okay, that should work. Right, so pulling into stand Victor 62. Unfortunately, the jetways are a bit misplaced there. But let's leave it here. Wow, now we finally made it. APU should be running, I think it is. Parking brake. And this completes this brutally long flight. Welcome to Bangalore once again. So let's switch off the hydraulics, fuel pumps, beacons, seat belts. And let's see, lights are set, that's okay. Right, so shutdown checklist is completed, park brake is set. Now let's ask for some ground services and for some deboarding as well. Alright folks, so once again welcome to Bangalore, and wow, what a crazy journey, really crazy. And I absolutely did not expect to actually lock in a touchdown rate of 104 feet per minute with these conditions. Was also a bit of a messy approach, to be honest, but landing turned out to be alright. Yeah, so very cool to do this flight. I would have never ever come up with the idea myself to do this flight. Not really sure why, but you know, like some flights are just not on your radar. So I am especially happy that we got this flight request, and yeah, that was really cool flying an Air India 777 on such a long route, and turned out to be even much more challenging than ever expected before. So that was very cool, and once again I think flying the 777 still makes me more confident, and also more looking forward to the 777 for Microsoft Flight Sim. I feel like I'm getting more and more familiar with every flight with this bird, so I'm very much looking forward to finally be taking it up into the skies in Microsoft Flight Sim. Who knows? I keep saying, like, every video, maybe it's the next one, maybe it's the next one, but turns out I'm never right on that, so we will see. Maybe we'll just continue flying it in P3D, but of course once it's released for Microsoft we will fly it over there as well. Alright guys, so thanks so much for tuning in, and yeah, let's leave this rainy situation, and I will catch you on the next one. Hopefully a nice sunny flight for the next one. Take care everyone, bye bye.